So let's sit with the eyes closed. Just finding a comfy seat, tall spine. And bringing your focus onto your breath. With each exhalation, just allowing the focus to drop from the head to the heart. Just feeling the expansion of the belly, of the rib cage as you inhale. The softening as you exhale. Keeping this connection to your natural breath. Just bringing your hands to rest onto your knees. We move into Sufi grind, just starting to warm up through the spine. So inhaling, bringing the chest forwards. Exhaling, circle around to the right and back. Inhaling, left and forwards. Just keeping eyes closed, breath natural. Moving in time with that natural breath. Gradually making the circles bigger as we start to explore that range of movement in the body. Feeling the whole spine working. Finishing the circle that you're on. Just coming back to the center and sitting quietly for a moment. Focus on the heart space. And then we move anti-clockwise, so inhaling, bringing the chest forwards. And exhaling around to the left and back. Inhaling right and forward. Just allowing yourself to get lost in the movement. Feeling as the body starts to ease up. Just allowing the circles to get bigger as you move into that space. These last few circles, making them a little bit bigger. And then coming back to the center. And you're sitting up nice and tall. And either keeping your eyes closed or gaze to the floor, come forwards onto all fours. So gently moving into your cat-cow. That inhale to extend the spine, lifting the gaze. And exhale to round. And then coming back to a neutral position. So we're going to tuck the toes under and sit back onto the heels. So hands rested onto the thighs. Again, notice as you sit back if there's any tension created through the body. See if you can soften. Keep a little bit of weight into your hands if you need to. Yeah. And then slowly coming back to all fours. Just lifting your feet, give them a little wiggle. Just feeling anything that needs to be felt. It's quite a deep stretch first thing in the morning. I don't know how much you've used your feet this morning, but so now we have an even more fun one coming up. I'll do it this way around so Angie can see. So we're going to come from all fours and we're going to lift the heels, sort of dragging the toes until you come up onto the tops of the toes or onto the knuckles. And then sit back to the heels again. I haven't done this for a while. Some people sit back in this and they're like, yeah, don't feel anything. Yeah, me too. So try and relax into whatever it is that you're feeling right now. If you need to keep some of the weight into the hands to allow yourself to relax into it, then by all means do. It's that thing with exploring boundaries. If you just bust straight through them and push into crippling pain, you can't relax into it. So counterintuitive. And then slowly coming forwards again, give your toes a wiggle. It's that tension that gets caught up in the feet, the fascia especially, transfers through to the whole body. So it's such a lovely thing to do, especially in the morning. So now we're going to come on to another one. We're coming from all fours again. You're going to cross the arch of the left foot into the top of the left foot into the bottom arch of the right foot. And then sit back onto your heels. And see if you can bring the knees together. So you should feel that bony arch pressing into the soft arch of the right foot. I can't remember the reflexology points there were in this. It was actually when we were doing a class in Mellowview and somebody that was in the class knew all the reflexology points. But I think it's sort of stomach area and kidneys and liver and yeah. And just relaxing into that. And then slowly coming forwards again. So uncrossing the feet, just give them a bit of a wiggle. Feel the difference between the feet. And then we'll go on to the other side. So crossing the top of the right foot into the arch of the left foot. And then sit back. Ooh, much more painful on this side. Yeah. That's okay. It sits in, yeah. Like, oh, feeling that one. Yeah, it's a great thing to do though. I always find a long exhale helps. When you're trying to release and soften, it's that long. You literally exhale out the tension. And then come forwards onto all fours again. So just giving your feet a little wiggle. And then we move on to the hands. So turning your hands around, so we externally rotate, so the fingertips point back towards the knees. Taking them round as far as you can comfortably and gently lean back. So we don't want to overstretch into the wrists, but just finding a gentle stretch up the arm. Again, softening into it. And using that long exhalation to really release any tension, especially noticing if you're holding any around the neck, the shoulders, or the jaw. And then slowly sit back to your heels. Just give the hands a little bit of a wiggle around. And then coming back to all fours. So now we come onto the backs of the hands. And be mindful of your wrists here, because it can be painful, especially if you use your hands a lot. So you can always sit back so there's less weight going into the hands or wherever they sit comfortably. Again, and then we're gently leaning back into that stretch. But we definitely don't want to overstretch wrists. Again, softening the neck, the jaw, the shoulders. It's as much here about unwinding the fascia, all the connective tissue in the body, as it is stretching muscles.
You know, when you're at the food bank, can you ask Sheila if she's open on Thursday, because it's a bank holiday? Thanks.
And then sit back onto your heels. Again, just give the hands a little bit of a move. How are they feeling?
Okay.
Good, Angie? Good. And then come forwards onto all fours. So gently tucking your toes under. Stretch back into your downward dog. Just keep the knees bent to start with and just slowly extend it. Pedaling the feet if you need to. Good. Shake any tension out of the head and the neck. And then walk your feet to the top of the mat. So coming into Uttanasana. Just allowing your head to hang. Taking a few breaths here, just allowing with that long exhale, any tension from the back of the legs to release.
Yeah, don't forget there's a box in there.
Good, and then pressing down into your feet. As you inhale, rise up to stand. Your arms all the way up. And we're going to interlace the fingers, having the index finger pointing straight up towards the ceiling. Take a nice deep breath in. And on the exhale, bend over to the right side, just holding it here for a couple of breaths. So really rooting down through both feet.
I'll take it to the left.
Imagine you've got a block between your thighs and you're gripping that block tight.
As long as it goes. You know,
inhale, come back up to the center, and exhale over to the left side.
Yeah.
So nice full breaths.
Oh, Tony, can you get, if you're going to Chard, can you get me some strawberries?
I'm not really sure. I'm going to be back here.
Okay.
Good.
What
Inhaling,
do you
come
get
back up to the center. Circle your hands back behind you. Bring them onto the back of the hips. So roll the shoulders back. Inhaling, opening the heart, lift the chest. And exhale, take it into a gentle back bend. And just holding for a few breaths. Good. Lengthening down through the tailbone, pushing the chest forwards and up. And on your inhale, coming up to standing, arms down by your side into Tadasana. So just give the shoulders a little roll. Good. And then rolling forwards. And coming back into Tadasana. Inhaling, floating your arms up, gaze to the thumbs. Exhale, swan dive forwards to Uttanasana. Inhaling, lift to your flat back. Exhaling, step back to plank. On your inhale, lower your knees to the mat. Exhaling, Ashtanga Namaskar. So chest then chin, hips stay lifted. As you inhale, come forwards into Cobra. Exhaling, push back to your downward dog and hold it here. On your inhale, step forwards, coming into your flat back. Exhale, folding down to Uttanasana. Inhaling, rise up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to the heart center. And inhale, floating your arms up. Exhale, swan dive forwards to Uttanasana. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, step back to plank. Inhaling, the knees down. Exhale, chest then chin. Inhaling, lift to Cobra. Exhaling, push back to downward dog and hold it here. And on your inhale, step forwards, coming into your flat back. Exhaling, fold down to Uttanasana. Inhaling up to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to Namaskar. Inhale, floating your arms up. Exhale, swan dive forwards. Inhale, flat back. Exhaling, step back, Chaturanga or knees, chest and chin. Inhaling to upward dog or cobra. Exhale back to your downward dog. Just holding it here for 5 breaths. Inhaling, step forwards, coming to your flat back. Exhale, fold down to Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to Namaskar. Inhale, floating your arms up. Exhale, swan dive forwards. Bring the hands back alongside your feet. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, step back, Chaturanga or knees, chest and chin. Inhaling to upward dog or cobra. Exhaling back to your downward dog. So from here on your inhale, we're going to rock forwards to our upward dog, keeping the toes tucked. And exhale, roll back to downward dog. Good. Inhaling forwards to upward dog. Exhaling back to downward dog. Inhale forwards to upward dog. Exhale back to downward dog. Inhaling forwards, last one. Exhaling back and hold your downward dog, 5 breaths. And inhaling, step forwards, come into your flat back. Exhale, fold down to Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling, hands to Namaskar. And inhaling, floating your arms up. Exhale, swan dive forwards. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, step back, chaturanga on knees, chest and chin. Inhaling to upward dog or cobra. Exhale back to your downward dog. So on the inhale, step the right foot between your hands and lower the left knee to the mat. So we're going to reach forwards with the right arm. Inhaling, reach forwards and up. Exhaling, circling it back and down. So big circles, inhaling forwards and up. Exhaling back and down. Use the other arm, Angie. Inhale forwards and up. Exhale back and down. Left and right is always a fun thing in yoga. Last one, inhaling up. Exhale back, then step back into your downward dog and hold it here. Then step the left foot between the hands, lower the right knee to the mat. So following with the gaze, inhaling the left arm forwards and up. Exhale back and down. Inhaling up. Exhaling back. And two more. And when you've finished, step back to your downward dog, holding it here for 5 breaths. On your inhale, step forwards, coming into your flat back. Exhaling, fold down to Uttanasana. Inhaling, rise up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling, hands to the heart center. On your inhale, sit down to Utkatasana. So have a look down, make sure the knees are behind the toes. Exhale, swan dive forwards, Uttanasana. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling to upward dog. Exhaling back to downward dog. On your inhale, step the right foot between the hands. The left heel comes to the mat. Virabhadrasana 1. Holding it here, interlace the fingers, take the gaze up towards the hands. So really rooting down through the feet. Yeah. Hug the inner thighs together and feel that length through the spine with each inhalation. A nice deep breath in. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling to upward dog. Exhale back to your downward dog. Inhaling the left foot forwards, the right heel comes to the mat. Take the arms out wide as you sweep up, coming into Virabhadrasana 1. Again, so hugging the inner thighs together. Find a little bit more length with each inhalation. Last deep breath in. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling to upward dog. Exhaling back to your downward dog and hold it here, 5 breaths. Inhaling, step forwards, come into your flat back. Exhale, fold down to Uttanasana. Bend your knees, inhale, sweep your arms up to Utkatasana. Exhale, come to stand, hands to Namaskar. Inhaling, sit down to Utkatasana. Exhale, swan dive forwards. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Inhaling the right foot forwards, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling to upward dog. Exhaling back to downward dog. Inhaling the left foot forwards, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling to upward dog. Exhaling back to downward dog and hold. And your inhale, step forwards, come into your flat back. Exhale, fold down to Uttanasana. Bend your knees, inhaling, take the arms up to Utkatasana. Exhale, come to stand, hands to Namaskar. Inhale, sit down, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back, chaturanga, or knees, chest and chin. Inhaling to cobra or upward dog. Exhaling back to downward dog. Inhale the right foot forwards, keeping the left heel up, high lunge. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling to upward dog. Exhale back to downward dog. Inhale the left foot forwards, so keeping the right heel lifted, high lunge. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog. Exhale back to downward dog and hold it here. And inhale, step forwards, coming into your flat back. Exhale, folding down, Uttanasana. Bend your knees, inhale, sweep the arms up, Utkatasana. Exhale, come to stand, hands to Namaskar. Inhaling, sit down, Utkatasana. Exhale, swan dive forwards. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, step back, chaturanga. Have you missed all the chaturangas? Inhale to upward dog. Exhale back to downward dog. Inhaling the right foot forwards again, coming into your high lunge. And on the exhale, fold halfway forwards, bring the hands to the heart center and twist to the right. So hooking the left elbow, other way, Angie. Go the other way. Other way. Left elbow over right knee. Yeah. Inhaling, come back to your high lunge. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog. Exhale back to downward dog. Inhaling the left foot forwards, take the arms up, high lunge. Exhaling, fold halfway forwards again, hands in front of the heart center and twist to the left. So hooking the right elbow over the left knee. Good. Inhale, come back to the center, high lunge. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling to upward dog or cobra. Exhaling back to downward dog and hold it here. Good. On your inhale, step forwards, come into your flat back. Exhale, fold down, Uttanasana. Bend your knees, inhale, sweep your arms up to Utkatasana. Exhale, come to stand, hands in Namaskar. Inhaling, sit down to Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, step back, Chaturanga. Inhale, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Inhaling, step the right foot forwards, coming into your high lunge. So here we're going to take the arms out to the side, shoulder height. Transfer the weight to the front foot, keeping a bend in that standing leg. Cross the left leg over the right. See if you can get the bind with the foot. Bringing the arms in front, taking the right arm over the left, taking the eagle bind with the arms. So just keep a toe down if balance isn't your friend today. Hug the thighs together. Good. Lifting the arms. Now slowly releasing that bind with the legs, release the bind with the arms, and come into Virabhadrasana 3. Good. Inhaling, step back to your high lunge. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, Chaturanga. Inhaling to upward dog. Exhale back to your downward dog. Inhaling the left foot forwards, coming into your high lunge. So taking the arms to the side. Transfer the weight to the front leg. So we cross right leg over left. Bringing the arms in front, crossing left arm over right. Lift the elbows, draw the hands away from the face. Good. And then releasing the bind, extend into Virabhadrasana 3. Good. Inhaling, step back to your high lunge. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, Chaturanga. Good. Inhaling to Cobra or Upward Dog. Exhale back to Downward Dog and hold it here. Good. Inhaling, step forwards, flat back. Exhaling, fold down to Uttanasana. Bend your knees. Inhale, sweep your arms up to Utkatasana. Exhale, come to stand, hands in Namaskar. So same thing, a little bit faster. Inhaling, sit down to Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, step back, Chaturanga. Inhale, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Inhale the right foot forwards, high lunge. So again, transitioning arms to the side, crossing the left leg over the right, right arm over the left into Garudasana. Releasing the bind, straightening the standing leg, and come forwards to Virabhadrasana 3. On the inhale, step back to your high lunge. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, Chaturanga. Inhale to Upward Dog. Exhale back to Downward Dog. Inhaling the left foot forwards, high lunge. So taking the arms to the side, transfer the weight to the right leg, the left leg, cross the right leg over the left, take the left arm over the right. And then releasing the bind, taking that right leg back, Virabhadrasana 3. Inhale, step back to your high lunge. Exhale, lower the hands down, step back, Chaturanga. Inhaling to Upward Dog. Exhale back to Downward Dog and hold it here. By all means, go to Child's Pose if you want to for a few breaths. So coming back into your downward dog. On your inhale, step forwards, coming into your flat back. Exhale, fold down to Uttanasana. Bend your knees. Inhale, sweep your arms up, Utkatasana. Exhale, come to stand, hands in Namaskar. So just heel toe the feet slightly wider than hip distance. Bring your hands onto your hips. Inhaling, roll the shoulders back, so gentle back bend. And on the exhale, hinge from the hips and fold forwards. So taking the yogi grip on your toes, so the 2 forefingers bind on that big toe. Inhale to look forwards, lengthen through the front body. And exhaling, pull your forehead towards your shins. Good. Using that long exhalation, just to release any tension from the hamstrings. Nice long exhale. And then release the bind. Bring your hands onto your hips. And inhale, come up to standing. Arms down by your side in Tadasana. So coming back, feet hip distance all together. Balancing. So take a moment here just to root down through the feet. Spread your toes nice and wide. We're going to transfer the weight onto the left leg and lift the right leg out. So put a little bend into that left knee and then cross at the ankle. So keeping that right foot flexed. Good. Inhaling, take the arms up. And as you exhale, fold forwards, so coming down to the floor and slowly straightening the standing leg. And breathe into that hip. So releasing any tension from the glutes with a nice long exhale. If you want to, you can see if you can take hold of the standing leg at the ankle. Play around with your balance, maybe one hand at a time. And then put a little bend into the standing leg. And as you inhale, come back up. Exhaling down to Tadasana. So again, a little bend into the legs. This time crossing the left ankle over the right knee. So keeping that foot flexed. Inhale, taking the arms up. And exhale, forward fold. So straightening the standing leg as you bring the hands down to the floor. Then play around with your balance. Just try taking one hand to the ankle, maybe both hands. And putting a little bend into the standing leg. Inhaling, come back up. And exhaling, bring the arms down by your side into Tadasana. Just close your eyes for a second and feel down to your feet. So feel the points of your feet that are in contact with the mat. Imagine each point of contact as a root growing down into the earth. It's keeping you connected, holding you stable. So from that rooted space, opening your eyes, bring your hands to your hips. Again, transferring the weight to the left leg, bring the right knee out in front. So flex that foot. We're going to take that right leg out to the side, keep the foot flexed and kick that right heel forward slightly. And then bring the sole of the foot onto the inside of the thigh. Good. Hug that right foot into the left thigh. And inhale, taking the arms up. So feeling that length from the standing leg all the way up to the fingertips. And then slowly releasing. So when it comes to those balances, we wobble. It's a thing. And actually, what happens when we wobble is we try and stop ourselves from wobbling, which is what makes us fall. And it's quite nice if you've got those roots, you literally think like a tree, which is tree pose. But you're rooted down through the standing foot. So when the wobbling happens, let the trunk go with it a little bit. Just allow the ankle to move and correct itself. Yeah? So let's try on this side, hands to the hips. Root down through your feet again. And visualization really helps. So bringing the left leg out in front, flex the foot, and taking that knee out to the side. Bring the foot onto the inside of the thigh. And maybe just bringing the hands in front of the heart center to start with. Good. So pressing the left foot into the thigh, push the thigh back into the left foot. And let that standing ankle move if it needs to. Inhaling, take the arms up. And then slowly releasing. Come back into Tadasana and close your eyes. Then gently opening your eyes. On your inhale, floating your arms up. Exhale, swan dive forwards to Uttanasana. Inhaling to your flat back. Exhaling, step back to a plank. Lower your knees to the mat. And then lower down to your forearms. So bringing the hands together, make a little fist with the hands or clasping the fingers. So we want to make sure that the shoulders and the elbows are in line. We've got a nice little triangle. Pushing down through the forearms, tuck the toes and lift the hips. So coming up into dolphin. Just holding it here for a few breaths. Pushing the heels down to the mat. Push the forearms into the mat. Good, and then lowering down to the knees. Stretch back to a child's pose and take a few breaths, just relaxing and let go. So really breathing the whole length of the spine as you're in your child's pose. And then coming back up onto all fours. So again, interlacing the fingers. Tuck the toes and lift back into dolphin. So here, walk the feet in a little bit towards your head. Keeping the hips lifted, pushing the mat away through the forearms, and then float the right leg up towards the ceiling. Lower the right leg to the mat and float the left leg up. So finding that length all the way from the forearms up to the left heel. And then lower the left foot down, lower the knees, take the knees wide this time, bring the toes to touch and stretch back into child's pose. Slowly coming up to sitting. So bringing your legs out in front. Coming into Dandasana, hands down alongside the hips, middle finger pointing forwards. Roll your shoulders back. So pushing the tops of the thighs and the sitting bones down into the mat. Flex the feet and see if you can lift the heels from the floor. And lifting up through Mula Bandha, lifting through Uddiyana Bandha. Inhale, taking the arms up. And as you exhale, forward fold. So just taking hold of ankles, shins, wherever you get to. Keep that connection to the bandhas as you fold. So lifting through the pelvic floor as you inhale. Using that long exhalation to release. And then inhaling, come back up to sitting. So bending the right leg. Let the right leg fall out to the side. And flexing the left foot back. Inhale, taking the arms up. So lifting the waist up out the hips. And on the exhale, fold over the front legs. And each inhalation, lifting the waist up away from the hips, so finding a little bit more length and space. And inhaling, come back up to sitting. So keeping the legs as they are, we're going to do a little twist. So you turn to face the right knee. You might need to do a little hip adjust as well, but we're just twisting so the sternum is in line with the right knee. And then place the left hand onto the inside of the left leg. So we use that as a little lever to help keep that twist. Inhaling, take the right arm up. And on the exhale, we're folding sideways over that left leg. So again, use that inhale to lift the waist up out of the hips. If you can turn your gaze underneath the right armpit up towards the ceiling. And inhale, come up to sitting. And then swap the legs over. The left knee bent. And sitting up nice and tall. Inhaling, take the arms up. This time, exhale, fold over the right leg. So flexing that right toe back. You're trying to keep the toes pointing straight up towards the ceiling. And inhale and come back up to sitting. We're doing that little twist so we face the left knee. Taking the right hand onto the inside of the right leg and using it as that little lever. Inhaling, take the left arm up. And exhaling, reaching over. So we're doing a sideways bend over that right leg. Then see if you can turn your gaze up towards the ceiling under the left armpit. Using that inhalation to lift the waist up out of the hips, find a little bit more length. Reaches the parts that other stretches don't get to. So from here, we're going to cross the left leg underneath, right leg over the top, knees permitting. If there's any strain on that left knee, then have it straight. And straightening that leg. So taking the right hand behind you on the mat, put the weight down into your right sitting bone. See if you get that one down on the floor. You can do, or you can sit up on a block. Yeah, you can grab a block sometimes if there's tightness in that hip and it doesn't work much. Oh, then straighten it. Do it with it straight. Yeah, if it's sore. Yeah. No point aggravating these. So right hand behind you on the mat. So we come onto the fingertips. So we're using that hand to lift us instead of leaning into it. Inhale, taking the left arm up. And exhaling, twist around to the right. So pushing down into the sitting bones, inhale, lift through the crown of the head, and exhale, turn the gaze over the right shoulder. And breathing the length of your spine. So staying in the twist, we're going to do a little counter twist just by turning the head towards the left shoulder. And then on the inhale, bringing the body back to face forwards. So crossing this right leg further back, so the knees come on top of each other as if we were coming into Gomukhasana, our cow face pose. Yeah, you can just do it one-legged. Inhaling, take the arms up. And on the exhale, fold forwards. Slowly coming up. So change the cross of the legs. It should be all right on this side to take the other leg under. So, yeah. The left leg over the top, right leg underneath. And take the left hand behind you on the mat. Inhaling, lengthen up through that right arm. And exhale to twist. So root down through the sitting bones as you inhale, lift through the crown of the head. And exhale, twist the gaze over the left shoulder. So staying in your twist, a little counter twist with the head, turning the gaze over the right shoulder. And inhaling, release, come back to face forwards. So crossing that left leg over just a little bit more, bringing the knees on top of each other. Yeah. Inhaling, take the arms up. And exhale to fold. Yeah, they don't automatically. If there's any tightness in the hips, then just, yeah. You go with what you're given on any given day. Feels great afterwards. Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing how when you take time off your practice, you get into a routine of movements with your body that are comfortable.
Yeah.
And then you get into a yoga class and suddenly it's like, oh. I notice it, like I haven't done my own practice for a week.
Right.
I've had a hectic week.
Yeah.
And I felt good in my body, but just doing this morning with you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's really, yeah. So if you've been off for a few months, it's nice to get back into it.
It's, you know, yeah, looking forward to the after feeling.
Yeah. Luckily that lasts longer than the 75 minutes that you're in the class. I was trying to explain this to my mum the other day when she was saying she doesn't like doing certain exercises.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I don't always like yoga.
Yeah.
Okay? I do it because it's necessary and it's good for me.
Yeah.
So uncrossing the legs. I'm sure Angie feels the same. We don't always love our yoga practice. And come to lying on your back. So have your knees bent, feet flat to the mat, and bring the heels in close. So you can touch your heels with your fingertips. And then lift the toes away from the mat and push down through the four corners of the feet. And as you inhale, lift the hips up towards the ceiling.
What time?
Walk the shoulders together underneath you. See if you can interlace the fingers and extend your arms down your mat.
Oh, God, I've forgotten about
From
it.
here, we want to get up into the tops of the shoulders. So we're lifting the chest.
They don't need the flower because they're inundated.
Okay. The four corners of the feet to help lift the hips.
How good we have your car into mine and take it to charge, or you can pop it down to.
Which car are you taking to
Shoulders
charge?
underneath, shoulder
I'm
blades
taking my
together
car.
more.
We'll take the flower to charge then.
Okay. And then not to open on Thursday.
So stay up, Angie.
They're open on Wednesday, but not Thursday.
Oh, okay, that's going to be difficult for Trill then.
And then
But trying to bear up, give me any
releasing. One vertebrae at a time. So release the hands, roll down through the spine.
You got the biscuits to her though and everything.
And then extend your legs down the mat. Turning the palms to face the ceiling and come into Shavasana. Just starting to bring focus back to your breath. And then back into the body, giving your fingers and toes a rhythm. Gently hug your knees in towards your chest. Do a little rock from side to side. And then roll over onto your right side and gently come up to sitting. Hands in front of your heart center into prayer. Take a moment before we finish just to say thank you to your body. Showing it a little bit of love and kindness for holding you. We'll close chanting 3 Oms together. So taking a nice breath in for Om. Gently bowing your head. Namaste. Thank you. Lovely. And the sun's come out for us. Yay! It happened just because of all those sun salutations. See? That's what they're for. Let's end this. We've lost Angie.